research, Warren Buffett has 2 rules. Rule number 1, never lose money. Rule number 2, don't forget rule number 1. While we're busting open Buffett's basket today with David Shapiro, he's the deputy chairman of Sasfin. And of course, Gary is still with us. What's in his basket at the moment? Because there have been a couple of companies that have come out with numbers already. We'll bring that up on screen in a moment. But just let us what you think. Give us an overview of what Berkshire Hathaway actually does.
It's his equity holdings are not that important anymore. He's grown to the size where it's a minor contributor. And Buffett has a big problem because every time he wants to buy into the equity market, once he gets over, I think 3% or 4%, I don't know what, I can't remember what the rules are. They differ between Europe and they differ in the US. I think in the US it's about 3%. He has to disclose it. So once he discloses it, everybody starts to buy the same kind of stock. So he's shifted, and because of the size of it, he's shifted much more towards private equity. And if you look at him over the last decade or so, there have been some huge deals that he has done more or less in the private equity side. And that's what contributes to Berkshire Hathaway today. And you don't want to follow his equity holdings. I know the ones you put up on the screen there.
I want to bring those up. I want to bring those ones up first, and then we're going to talk about private equity, because I know, Gary, you might have some questions around them. So we're going to have them up for a moment. We have the likes of IBM, Coca-Cola, American Express, Wells Fargo. No, do you have any questions?
No, I was going to ask David, you know, is he still hunting the last big elephant deal at the moment? Because, I mean, we've seen a lot of cash going onto the balance sheet. So you reckon this is going to be a private equity space? Do you have any idea what it is?
I buy Berkshire Hathaway because it's a proxy for the American economy. So if you look what contributes to his earnings are different. He calculates intrinsic value, which is really the his calculation of underlying value. He shares it in a small way, but really this is his feeling of, his belief of what the value of the company is. So he's got Burlington Northern Santa Fe, which is a chuk-chuk train, you know, it's a freight company. He bought that at a wonderful price. It's under a little bit of pressure at the moment. The last deal he did was excellent. He bought Heinz. Yes. Remember, he bought half of Heinz, and now they've integrated Kraft. So that's a huge thing. Lubrizol. What else has he got? He's got all the insurance companies, you know, General Re, Geico, Marmon, which is a private company as well, a private industrial company. And those are and of course the utilities. I keep forgetting it. It's something like, I forget about it. It's a huge, I'm old, and especially the cold weather outside. Midwestern, sorry. That's so his utility companies, and that's where he gets the wealth, and it's the growth of all those companies that really give him the underlying value of that. Now you can't buy those on the market. Okay. You know, you can't get into them. You can only get it through Berkshire, and I think this is where he looks at. If you bought IBM, you don't want IBM. Wells Fargo's okay. You don't want Coca-Cola, and you don't want American Express.
Okay. Gary?
Yeah, and I mean, so you would still be a buyer of Berkshire at this stage. I mean, looking at it, I mean, last 6 years he's underperformed the S&P. I mean, yes, you look at the track record of over the last 50 years, and you know he's compounding at 20%. The S&P's compounding at 9%. And there's a lot of criticism around value management at the moment, saying you know the rules have changed. I mean, with QEs and all of that. I mean, what's your take on that?
Well, he has underperformed, and but not. I suppose if you bought the S&P and you bought it for the underlying tech shares, you know, that's where the growth probably has come, and in financials and that. But I think the next move is on the industrial side. I'm very bullish on America. And I think one way to get into America, you know, find a proxy that embraces everything from building materials, you know, to freight, to all those issues. I think you can do it that way.
I'm going to get into trouble because I really need to ask you one question, so you have to make it very, very brief. Succession planning. He's 85 years old. You still have very...
It's not going to be the same. It's not going to be the same.
Okay.
You know, without Buffett, it's not Berkshire Hathaway. You know, I don't think his successors are going to draw 44,000 people to Omaha, you know, every May. He's just the kind of glue. You'll only find one Warren Buffett. It's going to take a long time for someone else. I like Howard Marks as someone who's going to succeed him. I love Howard Marks' philosophies and that, but he's not Berkshire Hathaway. He's Oak Tree, I think. I can't remember. Worth reading.
Okay. Well, you're going to stay with us.